Hey everyone, it's Jason from Signal Culture here. I just wanted to show off some of the new things that we're doing with Retrace, specifically to our Patreon community. And this is in very much a beta stage, but I wanted to kind of put this out there for all of you to look at, to give me feedback on, etc. One of the things I would really wanted to bring into Retrace is some of the things that we started with Restructure, which is um, bringing in the ability to wave shape to control certain parameters. And since it's basically, in the lines of kind of like procedural drawing, it makes a lot of sense for us to use oscillators for the vectors of any number of parameters, right? And so some of the stuff that we're starting with right now, this is again very bare bones. It's going to take a while, and there's some glitches in it that I still need to work out. But some of the things, instead of having the kind of sine wave kind of base sine functions being animated, right, actually using waveforms to animate the different things may be more helpful. So for instance, we have this sine wave here, and if I bring this up a little bit at a low frequency, right now we have this sine wave only really dealing with the zoom, right? And be, it's going in and out and out, but as we bring it up in frequency, and I can put it into plus minus 5, right, in more of the minus territory. And depending on the frequency, we can get some different patterns with that. And so we notice that we're kind of able to work with it this way, but because this would be the signal generator, we can actually begin to put different things in, such as a triangle wave, turns down a little so you can still hear me. Also, some square waves, and we can actually work with pulse width modulation on that, and also play with some of the rangefinders. You notice that there's a little bit of glitching. That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out. But we can also, in addition to all that, bring in some other oscillators to work with different parameters. So, for instance, if I bring up the frequency here, of the sine wave on the Y simultaneously, and then we can do different kinds of manipulations as such, you can start to see the promise here of a lot more. Now, the fun thing about this is also going to be that we we can still manipulate all the parameters as normal, right? So I can still move on the normal slider in addition to this, right? I can still displace while all this is going. And in fact, we can do things like sphere, and do that in relationship to all those other things, right? Zoom it in a little bit more, bring it up. And then the rangefinders here can also be manipulated. We can also bring in frequency modulation on them. right? And as we start to brain all those things up and together, we're able to get some pretty wild shapes out of that, right? So this stuff's pretty fun. Um, Now we can also reroute these to be different things, right? We don't just have to have it on there. We can do it these oscillations on displacements. And start to put them into things that are not the same draw mode. Let's start putting them on points. And we can, 1 second here, bring the point sizes up and lower dimensions in real time. All right. Or even line strips. Let's make an even bigger range. And start to get some really, unusual kinds of patterns by playing with all these things. So, ultimately, this in a distributed system can have a lot of really interesting potentials. We're also hoping to put this into the VMAS system as another upgrade so you can control things in VMAS in a similar manner. So the question for you all is, number one, is this exciting? Is this interesting to you? And also, um, different controls I'm thinking about are like, being able to like just really literally type in the frequencies that you want for any of these oscillators. They do have frequency modulation on them. Obviously, I'm not going to be building out an enormous audio synth system. It's just too much work. But as a beginning thing, the oscillators with FM control on several of the parameters as kind of pop-out menus. Is that interesting for Retrace? Is there something else you've been thinking about with Retrace that you might really, really like to see put together? So there's a lot of really interesting possibilities. This is more of a fun show and tell, and really saying thank you to our Patreon subscribers who are supporting the organization and kind of giving you an inside look and also an inside voice to figure out what you like and don't like. So, please let us know, and we'll be showing you a lot more cool stuff really soon. Thank you. Bye.